So getting back to the main page, so let's say if we want to look at the Bitcoin chart, we can go to the search bar, type in BTC, make sure that the crypto filter is highlighted, and we'll see BTC to USD. This is the one that we're going to use for our purposes. But if you're using another exchange such as Binance or KuCoin, feel free to take a look at that chart. And here we'll see the option to launch chart. And this will take us to the main Bitcoin chart. Now, as we see here, this is a candlestick chart. Now, in this lesson, we'll not really focus on specifically how to read charts. This lesson is more geared towards learning how to use TradingView. In our next lesson following this, we'll go over how to read candlestick charts and how to read line charts in more depth. But for our basic purposes, here is the price movement or the trajectory of Bitcoin. This is its all-time, and we can scroll all the way back to 2015 when Coinbase first was sending, or 2014 when Coinbase was first starting to record Bitcoin's price action in TradingView. We can go all the way to 2017 and take a look at that market structure, and then take a look at more recent times. So this is really from 2021 into 2022. Now, if we want to look at a different asset, as you can see, there's a lot of different menu options, and we'll break these down step by step. Focusing at the top, here we see the Bitcoin to USD. This lets us know what we're looking at, but in case we want to change the asset that we're looking at, here's the symbol search, so you can type in anything, XRP, ADA for Cardano, SOL for Sol, and you'll see those different options. So if I type in Sol, here is Sol to the USD. On Binance US, here's Sol to Tether US, which is USDT. Here's Sol to BUSD, which is the Binance stablecoin, Sol to Bitcoin, Sol to Euro. But for our purposes, we're going to stick with Bitcoin to the US dollar. To the right of that menu, you'll see different options in terms of time intervals. So right now, the chart is focused on the daily interval, where it's showing Bitcoin's price changes day to day. So each one of these candlesticks, if I zoom in all the way, each one of these candlesticks represents 1 day's worth of price movement for Bitcoin. Now, if I want to zoom in a little bit more, maybe I want to see how Bitcoin is moving or how it is changing every hour. I can select hour, and now I can start to see a different picture where now it's much more focused. And if I want to zoom in, now I can start to see Bitcoin's price movement, where each one of these candlesticks represents 1 hour. I can do the same for 30 minutes. I can do the same for 5 minutes. What's happening every 5 minutes on the Bitcoin chart. I can also do the same for every 1 minute. And as you can see, the x-axis is our time. So because we're looking at every minute, it's broken down into every minute. And the y-axis on the right is the price measured in US dollars. If I were to select BTC to the euro, this would be measured in euros, or whatever asset I'm measuring Bitcoin in. For our purposes, we'll mainly focus on the day chart. This is one of the most basic chart intervals to focus on. So now we see in the x-axis, we see where each one of these candlesticks represents 1 day. This is changeable. This bar, this menu option, we can use this star icon to essentially favorite and save what time intervals we're interested in. So maybe I don't want to see the 1 minute. I can unselect or unhighlight that star, and now the 1 minute is removed from the menu. I like to keep it there based on your plan with TradingView. So TradingView is free. They offer a free profile if you're interested in that, free account. But there are certain limitations with the time intervals that they give to you in terms of accessibility. If you have a free account, you're not able to look at such time frames such as the 6 hour, the 8 hour, the 12. You're able to look at, I think, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then after that, you would be able to look at the daily chart, but you wouldn't be able to look at, let's say, the 6 hour chart if you have a free account. Next up after that, in the menu options, we have the variations of candles. So TradingView offers a variety of different candlestick or ways to essentially look at the market. So if I want to look at the market using a line chart, I can do that. So this is the Bitcoin daily chart using a line chart, where instead of candlesticks, now I'm able to just look at it using a line chart, where each day's close, the last traded price of Bitcoin for a day's close would be recorded and essentially would be imprinted on a line. Once again, we'll go over more about how to read charts in our next lesson. This is more on just how to customize TradingView. For our purposes, we're going to stick with candles. To the right of that, you can also compare different assets, different charts. So let's say here's Bitcoin. Maybe I want to compare it with gold. I can compare it with gold to see how it's doing compared to gold, or maybe I want to compare it to the S&P 500. There's also options to add indicators as well. So there's a lot of different indicators, and we'll talk a lot more in depth about indicators in a future lesson. But for our purposes on how to add indicators, you would select this indicator section and you'll see various scripts. If you want to create your own indicators, if that's something that you are interested in doing, but there's a lot of great built-in base indicators that you can add, such as moving averages, money flow indicators, RSI. So let's say maybe I want to add some sort of moving average indicator. I can just select that. And then within that, I can customize the indicator as well. I can double click it and I can change the inputs, the style, maybe the color. That's more, we will go more in depth on how to set your indicators in our indicator lesson. And next up, there's various templates, alerts. There's a replay option. We'll talk more about alerts in one of the upcoming videos as well. There is a bar replay option where you're able to go back in time and see what the chart looked like at that specific point. And then there's also undo. So let's say if I made a mistake, or maybe I added something or I changed the setting, you could always undo what you just did by either clicking this arrow or pressing Control and Z.